Well, good afternoon or good evening, good morning, depending on where you're watching it. I'll give me some lights in here. There we go. So, hello, we are at Campervan Campout. We've arrived. Luckily, we get to come in on the Thursday evening because we're helping on a stall tomorrow. Stall, is that the right word?
We're helping on an exhibition.
We're helping on an exhibition stand because we're part of the Motor Caravanners Club rally group throughout the UK. You'll find out more of it over the weekend. We'll do a bit of blogging on it. But we've arrived on Thursday.
Hi.
See with the lady. Oh, hang on. Sneak preview new merch for the Motor Caravanners Club there, so we can't show that yet. I messed up slightly, and the McDonald's is from earlier. But, as a lot of you have seen, because of the amount of comments we've had coming back, we've had a couple of accessories installed. Let's start with a boring one. We've had an underslung gas tank fitted, mainly because when we're overseas, this van that we've really tried to put a bit more onto it is to be off grid as much as possible rather than paying the expensive campsite fees. We want to wake up with lovely views, if it's by lakes, mountains, etc. And I'm also doing a lot of the Tour de France, which, we're not going to be even on airs, we're going to be on the side of the roads. So I just want to have enough gas, and I wanted a refillable one because we just have standard bottles, so I can obviously get it topped up. So I've had an underslung gas tank fitted and still kept my original 211 kilo flow gas bottle. So I'm carrying around about 80 now. 80 odd litres of gas at any one stage, so it shouldn't run out. That's the boring one. Now, the most exciting one, and I am going to do an in-depth review on what I've had installed. Not too in-depth yet, but I am desperate to go, so I've got to do the video now so I can obviously then show you afterwards what happened. So, probably like a lot of you, and maybe not, the toilet is an absolute no-no for number twos. Obviously, with the Thetford cassette, let me give some light. The Thetford cassette. So obviously, you can only have a wee in it and stuff like that. When you're off grid a lot, obviously you're going to struggle. You're going to find it. And just for my own preference, I ain't going to empty a Thetford cassette if you've had number twos in it. It's as simple as that. And
absolutely no chance.
No chance of her. So we've looked around. We could have sold the van and upgraded to get a macerator toilet, but the amount of money we've had to have spent to get basically the same van we've got for the layout, etc., is probably going to cost us, with the trading value of this, another 50, 60, possibly 70 grand. Not doing that at all.
And we love our van.
And we love our van. We like the layout, don't we?
Yes. We like
the merch
right.
Gonna count.
And McDonald's, I don't want to show McDonald's. That's his dinner, not mine. But yeah, we like having the rear lounge and the space inside. It doesn't feel claustrophobic in here. Yeah. It suits our needs. It does everything that we want. And we've made it a little bit more homelier in here with our plants and our little see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil Buddhas at the back. So I didn't want to sell the van. So I relented and let him purchase his new boy toy after seeing him have to use a bog in a bag.
Yeah, I've had to use the bog in the bag, and I have to admit, if you're wondering what it is on Amazon, I think they're like 10 quid. It is literally a black bag with a sanitary pad at the bottom with them wheelie bin fresheners, speed bubble things at the bottom. So not good, not pleasant, and you still have got to get rid of it somewhere. So not very hygienic, let's put it that way. But, when you need to go,
needs must.
You need to go. So what we have had fitted, and I am like a kid because I've not used it yet, but I've got to do this video now because I do need to go. So I have to show you now because this will be the first time using it. We have had this contraption fitted. So this is a Cinderella travel toilet. It's an incinerator toilet. So basically what happens, as you can see, fancy, and the beeping to say it's ready to be used. So we've had it obviously professionally installed, and I'll let you know who's done it in a minute for the UK, because I have to say this guy has done an amazing job from doing it. So let me explain first. Originally, we had our toilet, Thetford, coming out this way, and it twisted out a little bit. and then you had the button to press it just here to fill out the water. Water's not an issue in this van. We carry something like 160 litres of water, so to be honest, we're not going to really run out as often with people, unfortunately, with the smaller tanks. So not an issue there. But it's the off-grid camping, and where at Campervan Camp Out at the moment, we've got here, and they've got the plastic toilets. Obviously, it's a festival. I ain't using them. We've used them once before at another festival. I ain't doing it. I'm over 40 now. I'm not a snob, but there is a few little luxuries that I do want in my older life. One of them is, if I want to spend half an hour on a toilet, I'll spend half an hour and let my legs go numb. Can't believe I've just said that to you. Anyway, so we've had the Cinderella fitted, so it's an incinerator toilet. And Andy, who's fitted it for us, is even like at the bottom, fitted us in this nice little, not a toilet roll one, but I'll show you now in a minute. So basically, as you can hear it, it's on. So the red light means it is ready to go. Power's on. It's just powered into the 12V. So if the 12V is off, it's not drawing anything, and it's not drawing hardly any power whatsoever. So no issues there. This is the pan itself. So when you go, you get one of these wax liners out. There's the filming on one hand. So what you do is you open the lid. You put the wax, and the wax liners are, this is the test one that's being used, so it does fit to perfection if you do it properly. But here's a quick look. 1 second. Oh, there you go. So there you go. It helps if you put it the right way. So you put that in. Obviously, sit down, do your business, and all that lot, and then you press the button to incinerate, and then depending on what it's like, it'll take up to about half an hour, give or take, to incinerate, and it burns everything into ash, and then obviously you weigh your steam. So that's what this is. This is the flue going up out into the roof. But this means now, because there's no water being used, obviously we can be off grid as long as we've got gas, which it runs off. And to give you a rough idea, so 11 kilo tank, what's that, 22 litres give or take, that's about 19 flushes incinerators to be done. Time will differ. You might get more, slightly less. It all depends, of how often you're using it. Obviously, what type of booze you're having as well. And the one thing is obviously you ease, because if it's got to heat it up, it'll then go cool. It's got to get back into temperature, etc., etc. But we've not used it yet. All I've seen them on is I've not seen anyone in the UK show this how it's worked yet. I've seen it in Spain quite often. Luckily, I speak and understand Spanish, so I've seen that. But I was sold as soon as I saw it at the NEC last year. I wanted it, but we changed with who we went with, because just to give a bit of a story on it, the person that we were, he just didn't respond back to us. I'm not going to say who it is, because I think that's unfair, but he just stopped communicating, and they're not cheap. This is, this will add value, I believe, into the van itself. So it's not cheap. It's the same as like getting your hydraulic legs, type of fitted. It's there for your comfort and to improve the van. And he didn't. But then I contacted Cinderella direct, and their chief exec rang me from Switzerland and had a chat with me. I was disgusted no one was coming back to me. Didn't want to do it. And he said, I'm going to get somebody from Liverpool to contact you. And literally while I'm on the phone to him, Andy contacted me. And we have to give him a big shout out. So I'll put him on the card here. Hang on. So here we go. Andy Jenkins. He must obviously want his mobile number out there, because it's on his business card. So from A.J. Jenkins Leisure Services, he's fitted them on yachts, canal boats, proper tradesperson. His service was impeccable. He contacted me all the time. He had the van for about a week to do the two jobs. Was WhatsApping me all the time, even fitting the toilet to the perfect position, because I was at the other end of the country, and I was going, Andy, I said, yeah, virtually a similar height, so if you sit down on it, do your knees touch the cupboard? Obviously people listening into our conversation were obviously in hysterics, thinking, what are you on about? And when I said I'm having a new toilet fitted, they were just thinking, right, okay, it's getting weirder. But it was like very friendly,
very lovely guy.
Lovely guy, really cares about the work. Like where I said the flush was, for example, on the previous toilet, was here. So what he did is cut the wood through, because there was the flush wood and then a little bit of the Aldi vent here. What he's done is cut through to it, then got something a bit different to get it through, to get the Aldi coming through, and then just touched up when it was a little bit too bigger. But an absolute fantastic job. So I did say I was going to do a video on it. He will be watching this, so if you get any questions, you may as well put them below, because he'll probably jump on and answer them anyway. But yeah, I need to go to the toilet now, so this is its christening moment. I'm obviously not going to film it, because that would be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. There's no odours, no nothing, so it's going to be a bit of a weird experience to get used to it. But I'm going to go, and obviously I'll come back on. I'll let you know how long it's took, and let you know what's happening. And yeah, well, I need to go anyway, so let's just see what happens. Right, so fresh off the bog. Not sure if this will pick it up on the camera, but you can hear it now. Incinerating away. And if you look, nothing. Absolutely clean as anything. This is a game changer. There is absolutely no smell coming from the toilet whatsoever. I would still always recommend you bring air freshener, because obviously, you know, smells do come out of the toilet. But it's incinerating away. You can... Fucking hell. Oh, what a shock I got there. Obviously that was it burning, and it just, as the incinerator went, got a bit of a shock. So obviously it's new, getting used to. As I say, this is the first time getting used to it. There's probably a little bit of burning smell that you would expect, but nothing major. That's me really trying to smell it out, really. So yeah, I'm going to check how much gas it's used from the one. As I say, I don't think it'll hardly use any, and I also want to see if there's any steam coming up through the flue as well, because then people then will know when I'm on it. So good morning, the day after using the Cinderella toilet. And I have to admit, I used it a few times during the night. Wasn't feeling too good last night, and even I've had a thumbs up from the boss. Haven't I?
Yeah, I relent. It's very good.
She's used it for a number 2, and she said, "Oh, it's very impressive." So, going to be interesting now, because I've not opened it up to see the ash in the pan. I wanted to sort of do it now and be able to show you, so you can see exactly what happens. So, obviously, you know, incinerators say half an hour, give or take, because it depends on how much you're using it. Obviously, if there's liquid in it as well, it's going to take a little bit longer, obviously, to heat, get the steam out, etc., and to dry everything. But it's no longer incinerating from this morning. So let's open it up and let's take a look. And I think what's interesting is when you open it up, it stops everything. So very safe, obviously, to do it. It knows when you open it. You know, from here. So if you just open it up, even if you open the toilet lid, now you'll probably see, it's just not doing anything. It's just, that's just the fans that are doing it. So just let you know, interesting, because I didn't see that. So there's the stat. So let's open it. Let's have a look at the contraption. So bear with me 1 second. I'll try and see if I can get it stood up so you can see this. So there you are. This is the contraption underneath. This can be taken off, but then all you do is, if I remember correctly how you do it, whoa, that is hot. That has been incinerating away. So that's like a safety valve. And there you go. the ash is still actually burning, so I'm not going to take it out. But as you can see, pure ash. Oh. Again, there you can hear the click, it'll only work so, because it's red hot at the moment. Oh, you can smell the burning now in the van. Oh. Open the window. Obviously, I've probably opened it a little bit too soon, a bit too keen. So we'll come back when it's obviously all cooled down. Good morning. So that's the end of Campervan camp out for us. Obviously the show's finished. It's been a great show, but it's absolutely chucking it down. But the Cinderella has performed amazing. So as you saw me when I opened it a bit too quick, because it was still hot, the ash was still burning, so obviously I had to put it back. But here we go. This is the end of the weekend. Pure ash, fantastic. Definitely recommend it. So if you want to know any more, drop me a comment, and yeah, I'm more than happy to run it through with you. We will see you soon on one of our next rallies. Cheers, bye.